Right now, go to the studio, go to the studio, click on the transaction process, give the name of the process, invoke code activity. So for example, we are using that many activities, right? See, we are using that if activity, while, and so do while, like several activities we have used. Some people, so they wants to write directly the hard code. At that time, we can use that invoke code is the activity. For example, you have a complex logic. So that you will get it in Google. Okay, and see that code we can modify with minimum modifications. We can directly use it in our process. Like so, see, uh, we can use this invoke code is the activity. So simply in this invoke code, we can write that VB.NET code. See, based on your requirement only you can able to use it, or you have no need to use that activity, because UiPath is given that several activities. Okay, so that's why we can depend on that activities. But some programmers will think like that. They wants to, some programmers, they will think like to write that only the directly hard code. At that time we can able to, so use this invoke code is the activity. Right now, click on that main workflow, open main workflow. Remove this flowchart. Drag a sequence, set as start node, double click on the sequence. Right now, I want to, so I want to find that addition of two numbers. Simply, I will create that variable in variable panel. A is the variable and B is the variable and C is the variable. See, go to the variable panel, select the chain type, type is called as integer type in 32 and 32. Scope is called as main scope. I will change it. Have your main scope. Right now, click on that variable panel. Simply a equals to 10, a is equal to 10, and b equals to 20. B equals to 20. Simply, if I write that c is equal to a plus b, c is equal to a plus b, then this is over. Okay. C is equal to a plus b, then it's over right now. But I want to show you how to use that invoke code activity to writing that directly hard code. Right now, I want to remove this activity. See, I want to delete this one. Right now, I want to take that invoke code is the activity, drag and drop, drag and drop, see, drag and drop. See, this is the invoke code is activity. See, I will pass these two input values to this invoke code activity, and in this invoke code activity, so I will perform that addition operation, and then after completion of that addition operation, I will return that result. So that result again I will display in UiPath Studio. Okay, see, this is the invoke code activity. Click on that edit argument. Click on that edit argument. Here I want to create that arguments. See, those A and B, two values, I want to send it to invoke code is the activity. A, B values, I will send it to invoke code is the activity. So that's why we have to create that arguments. That arguments is called as in parameter. Okay. So here I want to write that, see, val1, and then see, val1 and val2, val2. So the direction is called as in, type is called as integer type, value is called as a. A value will assign to that argument. Again, val2 into 32. See, B is the argument. Okay, I have assigned that B argument to that. See, assign that B value to this argument. Okay, right now, see, I want to return the result. So the result again I have to display in my studio. So that's why I want to take one more value, one more argument. So val3. Okay. The direction is called as out, and the type is called as integer type, and then C variable is called as C. C is the variable. Okay. Right now, the AB values I will send it to that invoke code. So that's why I have taken that direction is in. So result only I wants to display in studio. So that's why I have taken that argument is called as argument direction is called as out. Click on that OK. Right now, how to write your code. Click on that edit code. Click on that edit code. See, we can directly write that VB.NET code. See, here, directly I want to implement my logic is, see, val3 is equal to val1 plus val2. Observe this one. See, val3 is the this val3 is called as a so output type. Okay, direction is out. So val1 value val2 are called as so that val1 val2 direction is called as in. So that's why. So see here after completion of that solving this expression, the result is stored in that val3. Right now click on that OK. Observe this. The code will be updated here in this invoke code. Val3 is equal to val1 plus val2. See, right now I will take one message box. I will take one message box, drag and drop. The result is called as C. Observe this. Click on the back. See, right now click on the debug. Observe this. The result is 30. Actually, if I take that one assign activity and complete that C is equal to A plus B, that is enough. But we have to know that how to use that invoke code activity. So how to write your hard code. So that's why only I have shown you. Do you have any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So invoke
No, sir.
the activity, invoke code 2. So this time, see, I'm not, I don't like to send that input values to that invoke code, all the variables and then input values. I want to take it in invoke code activity and whatever the result is there, that only I want to return it right now. See, I want to remove that AB value, AB variables. Okay, have removed. This time, observe this one. Click on that edit arguments. See, right now I'm not sending that any inputs, so that's why I'm removing these two arguments. But whatever the calculation is done in my invoke code, so that result I will return it to that I will return that output to that main workflow, output to that UiPath Studio. That's why I have taken that argument val3. Okay, see, click on that OK and click on that edit arguments. So I want to remove this one. First of all, I want to create that variables. In VB.NET, if you want to create the variables, dim a as integer, a as integer, and dim b comma c as integer. B comma c as integer. See, I have declared that variables in this invoke code editor. So right now, observe this one. How to take that input values a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b, a plus b. How we have written that hard code in C language, like here also we are writing that hard code. Okay, this time I have to take that 100 and 200. See, right now the result I have to return to the studio, so that's why I want to take that variable is called as, say I want to take that argument is called as var3 is equal to, see whatever the result is there, that result I have assigned it to this argument. Right now click on that OK. See right now, see here it will be returned to that. So edit argument, the val3 it will be stored that return that uh, value from that so invoke code itself. The result will be assigned to that C variable. Okay, click on that OK. So right now click on the debug, but you have no need to use this activity. In case if you are very flexible with coding, you can able to write that. Otherwise you can directly use only, you can directly use only uh, rest of the activities. That means whatever the activities are there, flow decision, loop, and then each and every one we can directly use it. No issue about that one. Okay. See, mainly, so interview point of view, they will ask you what is the difference between, what is the difference invoke workflow file activity and invoke code activity. Okay, observe this one. Invoke workflow file, it will call one workflow to another workflow. Okay, it will pass the arguments from one workflow to another workflow. Another one is invoke code is the activity. Invoke code activity. See, it is used to write VB.NET code in process implementation. Okay, next one. See, it will pass the arguments in same workflow, in same workflow. See, this is the difference between both invoke workflow file activity and then invoke code activity. Okay, See, these points we have to explain it. Basically, interview point of view, they will ask you. So, do you have any doubts here?
No, sir.
See, right now, so I will explain that. See, Excel automation right now. Today itself, we are interacting with the applications. Okay. See, by using that UiPath Studio, how to automate the Excel files. Right now, I will show you. See, click on the transaction process. Right now, Excel automation. Go to the F drive, 7 p.m. batch. Click on the create. Click on that open main workflow. Remove this flowchart. Drag a sequence. Set as start node. Right now, so if we want to automate that Excel, first of all, we have to create that Excel file. See here, in my same project folder, I am creating that Excel file, but you people can create your file, see in any other drive, because my explanation purpose only, I am creating this file in that same project folder. Okay. See, observe this one. Click on that Microsoft Excel worksheet. I want to give that name is called as sample. Okay. See, or that means Excel automation in the sense. So reading the data and then writing the data into that Excel file. Reading the data from Excel file and writing the data in that Excel file. Right now, how to write the data in Excel file, I will tell you. See, first of all, I want to open this sample Excel file. Observe this one. Basically, Excel contains work. Excel contains sheets. There is a sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. Okay. If it is required, we can add that more sheets. More sheets. Right now, observe this. See, in that Excel, basically we have a rows and columns. See, observe this one. The horizontal one is called as row. The horizontal one is called as row, and the vertical one is called as column. Vertical one is called as column. The horizontal one is called as row, and the vertical one is called as column. Remind this one. See, I want to select a particular cell. So my cursor just I have kept in that particular cell. Just I have selected that particular cell. How can you identify this cell? This cell can be identified by using row and column index. Okay, see, so what is exactly the cell? Both row and column intersecting point is called as cell. Row and column, row and column intersecting point is called as cell. Right now, I have selected this cell. This cell ID is called as C5. C5 is the cell ID. Okay, if I want to write the data in any other cell, I want to select another cell. See, I have selected this time. This cell ID is called as C12. Right now, this cell ID is called as H8. See, E21 cell ID. Based on these cell IDs, we can write the data and read the data from this Excel file. Okay, if you want to write the data in that Excel file, we have to find that cell IDs. Based on that cell IDs only, we have to read and write the data. Okay, right now I want to close this Excel file. If he wants to automate that Excel file, and then see, no need to open that Excel file. Automatically our bot will be open that Excel file and then write the data and read the data from that Excel file based on your requirement. Right now, observe this. Already in my project panel, I have created one Excel file that is called as sample. In that Excel file, there is no data. Right now, I want to automate that Excel file. See, if I want to automate Excel, I have to use that. First of all, I have to check whether Excel related activity is available or not. See, simply in this activity panel, type that Excel. Excel related activities available here, because observe this one in manage packages. At the time of creating that new project, at the time of creating that new project, so you will get that UiPath.Excel.Activities. UiPath.Excel.Activities. This package by default it is available. Okay, by default, by default this package is available here. Okay, see, right now, so that's why once if I search that Excel, in that Excel activities, in that activity panel, see, automatically the Excel related activities filtered here. If we wants to automate that Excel, first of all we have to use the Excel application scope. You have to use the Excel application scope. Right now, Excel application scope. See, drag that Excel application scope is the activity. Drag and drop. See, observe this one. I have drag and drop that Excel application scope. Right now, see, I want to select that Excel file. Click here and then sample. See, this Excel application scope activity, it will be open that Excel file first. How human is opening that Excel file? Like Excel application scope is also, it will be open that Excel file. Okay, go to the properties. In this properties, for example, that Excel file is the password protected. Simply we can give that add password. See, and then and what are the password real? That means two times repeat it here. Okay, if it is password protected also, we can log on to that Excel application and then we can write the data and read the data. See, the Excel application scope, first of all, it will be open that Excel file. After opening that Excel file, if you want to write that data in that Excel file, we have to use that activity is called as, we have to use the activity is called as write cell is the activity. There is the right cell is the activity. See, we have, once if I type that right cell, so I got two right cell activities. One is for Excel related right cell and another one is called as workbook related. Okay. See, right now I want to see, right now no need to think about this workbook related activities. See, just you have to go and take that. So Excel related right cell activity. Drag and drop inside that Excel application scope. I have drag and drop that inside the Excel application scope. So it is having the properties. Right cell activity, it contains the properties. Go to the properties. In this properties, see, we have to use write that range. That means you have to give that cell ID. Based on the cell ID, where exactly if you want to write, you can write in the particular, we can write in that particular cell. So that's why we have given that cell ID here, identifying the particular cell in that application. And then already sheet name selected, and then just I want to add that value whatever, if you want to write that, we have to add it here. Otherwise you can add it here. Right now, double quotes, UiPath. See, right now I want to write that UiPath message in A1 cell. Okay, I want to write that. So UiPath message in A1 cell. In case if you give that a B16 and the same text, it will be writes in B16 is the cell ID. Okay, but right now same UiPath message I want to write in sheet 1 in A1 cell. So that's why here I didn't change that cell ID. In case if you want to change the cell ID also, we can change it. Observe this one. Click here, run this file. Excel application scope, it will be open that Excel file. After that, see, successfully opened. After opening that Excel file, so by using that right cell activity, it's written the data in that Excel file. After written the data in that Excel file. Okay. See, I want to check it whether it is successfully written or not. So in sheet 1, in sheet 1, so in A1 cell, we have to write that message is called as UiPath. Say right now, I want to open it from here. See, successfully written that UiPath message here. Actually, my Excel is having that licensing issue. That's why the pop-up came. Otherwise, after writing the data immediately, so my bot will be closed that Excel application. Okay. See, successfully it will close that bot. Successfully it will be closed that Excel file. Okay. Right now, I want to save as this. Right cell 2. See, I want to write the same UiPath message from A1 to, sorry, B1 to B10. I want to write that same UiPath message, this UiPath message from, so B1 to B10. This time, go to the properties, there is a range. Here, you have to give the range. Right now, I want to give the range is called as B1 colon B10. In my Excel file, nothing. But right now, I want to write the data. See, the B1 to B10, so there is no data in that Excel file. Once if I execute right now, the same UiPath message, it will be repeat from, so B1 to B10. Just click here, run this file. Observe this. It will be open that Excel file and then successfully written the data in that Excel file and immediately closed it. Go to that project panel and then just I want to open this Excel file, whether it is successfully written or not. See, observe this one. So I have given that range is called as B1 colon B10. So my bot successfully written that UiPath message from B1 to B10. Okay, observe this one. Save as. Observe this. I want to take one integer variable. So here right now, I want to take a variable. Var is a variable, and then type is called as string type as usual. Leave it. Scope is the main scope. Every time you have to change the scope. See, observe this one. Before opening this Excel file, just I want to write a simple message, in C1 cell. This time, see already I have created the variable that is called as var is the variable. Right now, var equals to, right now I want to write this message in C1 cell. Right now, click here and remove this one, or else go to the properties. Here, open that editor. See, C1 cell. Okay, click on that. Okay, see, in place of this UiPath string, I want to pass that variable right now. Where is the variable? Okay, see, in that var variable, I have taken that input is called as studio. That I want to write it in C1 cell. Right now, click here, run this file. Successfully written that studio message in that Excel file. Okay, right now, sorry. So unfortunately, I have closed that studio. See, right now in that C1 cell, I have written only string. Okay, studio is also called as a string that is assigned to that variable. Right now in my Excel file, I want to write an integer value. So click here, save as 4. See, I want to change that variable is called as integer type into 32. This time, here I want to give that value is called as 1000. See, this integer value I want to write in D1 cell. In D1 cell, D1 cell. See, but here it is still showing that error. See, option strict on disallow implicit conversion from integer to string. There is, see, if you want to directly write that integer value in that Excel file, it's not possible. See, if you want to write that so integer value, that means numbers in that Excel file, at that time, first of all, that variable you have to convert into string type. So that's why, see, after converting this one, so we can remove this error. Okay, right now, var dot to string. Click here, run this file. Observe this. Just I want to go to that project panel, and then just I want to open that sample file. See, observe this one. See, successfully written that integer data in T1 cell. Okay. Do you have any doubts right now?